All right, last one for these patch notes. PvP. This is going to be the big one for PvP. Normally, I'm most likely moving forward for the rest of Dawn Trail, I would just put these in with the rest of the job changes. But PvP is going to be a big one. This is basically going to be the equivalent of the main PvE changes we saw in 7.0 to all the jobs, but now on the PvP side of things. Let's get started. All right. So first things first. There you go. They just straight up say for more details regarding changes to actions and traits, refer to the Heaven 14 job guide. So maybe we're actually not going to see the job changes here. Or is this my hint to go ahead and actually like grab this later? Might have to grab that later. I have to look at that too. Hit detection of PvP actions has been adjusted to better match the visual effects. So this means that things like the warrior's primal Ren stun the stun will actually apply when he lands, not before he lands, which was always kind of silly because by the time the animation finished, the stun wore off and you'd never feel any of the benefit. Paladin HP went up by 4,500, Warrior HP went up by 3,000, Dark Knight went up by 4,500, Gunbreaker everyone's HP went up, didn't it? 1,500 for Gunbreaker, 3,000 for Monk, 15 or God, like what, a full 3,000 for Dragoon, 3,000 for Ninja, a lot for Samurai. Whoa. Reaper went up a decent amount. Like HP is just going up across the board. Holy smokes, like a few thousand HP across the board. Like no one is below 50,000 now. Series 6 will end season and Series 7 will begin. So they're making it look like these are going to be earned specifically from the battle pass. So the series is where is your actual battle pass for the PvP. Just run front lines every day and get EXP and then be salty about it. If you do it every day, halfway through the patch, you're going to be done easily. I guarantee it. But I mean, that's just that. You can still claim your rewards from Series 6, but you cannot earn any more EXP for Series 6. So that's that for the series. Moving on. For Crystalline Conflict, the overtime limit has been reduced from 25 minutes to 10 minutes. Now, keep in mind with this, dang, I don't have any water in there. Keep in mind with this, if people are off the point long enough and a victor is decided, overtime will end immediately. Standard match will still last 5 minutes as always. Overtime just keeps going until you reach the maximum time limit for the overtime, which is now going to be 10 minutes instead of 25. And it will end immediately after the team that's behind is no longer on the point after a number of seconds. Or, I could just read onward and they're going to explain that. Victory requirement for overtime has been changed. The team with the greater progress score at the end of overtime will be declared the winner. If both teams have equal progress scores, victory will be awarded to the team that moved the tactical crystal the closest to the goal point. If both teams have equal progress scores, the tactical crystal remains the tactical crystal remains the center of the field. The match will end in a draw. Okay. Once overtime has exceeded 5 minutes, delay of rejoining combat has been increased from 1 second to 3 seconds. So when you die, you have a 10-second respawn timer. Every time you die after that, the respawn timer increases by 1. Once you've reached overtime, the respawn timer now increases by 3 seconds every time you die, in addition to all your other times, instead of only by 1. So if you die like 5 times, you're waiting 15 seconds. If you die 4 times in regular combat, and then 1 time in overtime, you have to wait 17 seconds. And then your next death, you'd have to wait 20 seconds, and then 23, and then 26. A new system message will be displayed with the delay time increasing. So you see, you got that now. A KO counter is displayed during a match has been changed from counting KO since a player was last defeated to the total KOs over the course of a match. Wasn't showing total KOs? Really? Anyway, KO counter can also display after the screen fades to black when rejoining combat. The following additions have been made to the progress gauge. Time remaining for overtime will now be displayed. When adjusting the display time of your affiliate team, these changes will now immediately be reflected in game. Okay. Change been made to Cloud 9. These I'm actually excited about for what little PvP I do. So before, this middle f***ing sucked. Because you'd come in, you'd either hide here, or you make a beeline and hide here and try to snipe people out. Those are your only line of sight points. And this was risky. Now, we got options. We can line of sight here. We can line of sight here. In fact, right here is going to be more favorable. But if people are waiting there to try and get you in your area, you can go sneak around there. You got plenty of options for line of sighting, which, not going to lie, good. You want to give more options for line of sighting. You want to give more areas for tic tacs. Good stuff. Spawn location of medicine kits have been adjusted. Based on black chocobo feathers and the paint and the pathing of twisters has been adjusted. Air turbulence now spawns gale spheres. When touching a gale sphere, you'll be granted swift sprint. So now, if you follow a chocobo feather, from what I understand here, to get air turbulence, you'll also get swift sprint afterwards. So there is a bit of reward for not just having to be a shield check, which was silly, by the way. I'm surprised that's still a thing. All right. Red Sands. We see that. The arena was like that. Now we have added a super highway. On these highways, you move at super sprint speed. It's basically mount speed. In the Oasis, you get a regen. And then there's effects out here that have you lose health. So now you got pathing to go anywhere. You have way more options of where to go around and get around. There's also now apparently, there's 2 sandpit locations. I'm not seeing where the other sandpit is. I'm going back and forth here. I'm not seeing it. Is this considered it? We got one. That actually would be kind of smart. That'd make things interesting. Potency inflicted by heat waves is reduced from 7,500 to 5,000. So now you're losing 5,000 HP instead of 7,500. Potency of the healing from the Oasis is 5,000 instead of 7,500. Duration of the barrier granted by the Accutender has been reduced. So now there's less environmental benefits, and now more of you have to go and make it happen yourself. Right? The following this I don't agree with. This is gonna be a big yikes. To better facilitate matching, all ranked matches within each physical data center will now be held within a single logical data center. This means on Crystal, on North America, if we want to go ahead and take part in ranked PvP, we have to DC travel to Primal to do it. Nowhere else is it valid. Excuse me. In the event one or more, Anyway, all data centers host matches will be changed each season. Moreover, players can no longer register for ranked matches while in a data center that is not hosting ranked matches. Registration must take place on the logical data center hosting ranked matches. In the event one or more characters on the same service account qualifies to appear in the standings, only one character with the highest ranking with the highest tier and crystal credits will be listed. Number of placements increased from 100 to 300. No change to Oceania because Oceania is a very tiny deserted wasteland. When using homeworld travel services to change home, oh, okay. One world, okay. When you're changing your home server with the paid services, those tiers will not be reset. Yeah, that's what I'm reading correctly. That's not saying that visiting before would reset that. Preseason will end and season 12 will begin. Season 12 ranked matching will happen on Gaia, Primal, Chaos, and Materia. So the thing is that seasons is when the rankings happen. There are multiple seasons in each patch. The battle pass, the rewards, are only based on the series, which only changes with the patch. So remember, season is your rank. That will reset multiple times this patch. Following adjustment been made to quick chat. It's gone forever. The end. Oh god, that's funny. You now have the option to have a quick chat for guard, a quick chat to ask for purify. You can only say good match at the end of a match. No BM for you. No BM for you. No BM. You have to stick to all your BM being on Reddit. That's funny. Front lines, everything is fucking awful. Moving on. Paladin deals 20% less damage. Dark Knight deals less damage. They take more damage or less damage? Damage taken increased from -50 to -40. So they take more damage, right? Limit gauge fill rate is increased by 30 seconds. Get fucked. Gunbreaker deals less damage. Dragoon deals less damage. Limit gauge increased by 30 seconds. See, this is all to try and counter the this is all an attempt to counter the Dark Knight meta, because Dark Knight has an ability, their Salted Earth pulls everyone in the Salted Earth, and then everyone, especially the Dragoon, pops their AoE skills and just starts mowing down everyone in the area. And that was the strat. That's how you win, which then made pretty much every other job obsolete. Monk limit gauge fill increased by 15 seconds. Reaper limit gauge filled by 15 seconds. Bard takes 5% more damage. Machinist takes 5% more damage. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Maybe they're taking less damage? I don't know. Summoner is doing more damage, but taking more damage. Picto is dealing less damage and taking more damage. I don't know. I just work here. Rival Wings, a lot more percentage tweaks. It looks like everyone's just going from 30 to 20. So they're taking more damage, I think. This whole thing is kind of confusing, I'm not going to lie. All right. The following changes have been made to Hidden Gorge. The fill rate of limit gauge when KOing an opponent has been reduced. Fill rate of limit gauge after an assist has been increased. HP of Wind Up Viking, Wind Up Magus, Gob Tank, Goblin Mercenary has been increased. Has been made to the Machina HP. So the machines have more HP. Their skills have been made to happen more often, and their attacks do more damage. Rival Wings is kind of weird like this. You have these machines you can pilot and go into PvP with, but no one queues for Rival Wing. What they really need to do to give Rival Wings a chance, they need to just make a roulette. Just go have 2 PvP roulettes. And I know there's a move right now to try and make Frontlines 2 teams and just throw Rival Wings into the same roulette as Frontlines. I think you gotta make them separate, because the beauty of Frontlines is the fact there's 3 teams. So there's a bit of psychology in taking advantage of the fact there's 3 teams. Whereas if you want 2 teams, you should just do Rival Wings. But there's no incentive to do Rival Wings. There needs to be incentive to do Rival Wings. That's the biggest thing you can do. Like, all this is nice and all, making it more interesting, making the machines do more damage, but like, that's it. And there's no changes to the skills for PvP, which means that in fact it is on that other tab. So I guess we go over there. All right, we're over on the job action guide. This is for PvP, right? Okay, so let's take a look at what they've done. So we do have our new 1, 2, 3. We now have a new Shield Smite. 8,000 damage to all enemies in a cone before you. Increases target's damage taken by 10%. Halves defensive bonuses of guard. Whoa. Giving making Paladin freaking Warrior Light there. Dang. They actually now have a Holy Spirit. Restores their own HP. Good stuff. Recast time of 12 seconds. Imperator deals unexpected damage of 4,000 to target all enemies nearby it. So we have an AoE there. Inflicts Sacred Claim. Sacred Claim's effect restores HP when landing targets. Grants Atonement ready. Grants Confiteor ready. So this would, I think Imperator actually on Paladin is what ends up replacing Requiescat. I think. I'm pretty sure it does. So this makes sense. Intervene adds a stun. I think that's actually new. I don't think Intervene used to. Holy Shell drawn. Let's see if it actually updates. Creates a barrier of a heal potency of 10,000. Barrier absorbed during the duration does not pop or expires. Deals unexpected damage equal to 100% of the barrier's remaining health. Grants sword oath to self. Sword oath increases damage by 10%. Keep using Sheldron always. Oh, there's a downside to using it now. Heavy plus 75%. So you're slower when doing it. Interesting. Or is that just to people around you? Or is that to yourself? Oh man, I have some questions. Grant shield oath when the barrier is completely broken. Shield oath reduces damage rate taken by 20%. Interesting. Guardian, rush to a target party member's side. Take all damage intended for the target party member. Is cover gone? Cover is gone. Guardian is now just it. Actually, Guardian might actually just be what cover was. And I'm just stupid, which is quite possible. Atonement. Atonement is now its own combo. 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. Does not give you anything other than additional potency. 9,000, 10,000, 11,000 compared to 5, 6, 7. So, would that be 4,000 potency extra doing that? Confiteor, 10,000 potency. Restores own HP. Where's the LB actually? Oh, there it is. Derp. Confiteor, 10,000, restore your own HP, cure potency, when Confiteor ready. This does not lead into this like it does normally. This hasn't changed, I don't think. 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 8,000, 8,000, 8,000, restore HP, and I'm willing to bet if I look at flanks, it's going to just go ahead and give you the ability to use Blade of Faith. Yep, there it is. Grants hollow ground to self and flanks to nearby party members. You are immune. Reduces damage taken by other party members by 33%. And grants Blade of Faith ready. Gauge time 120 seconds. So this is 2 minutes. 2 minutes plus. Purify. Purify got updated. I think this might just be updated with just like, oh, it removes miracle. Oh, yes. The frickin' white mage. The stupid white mage thing that turns you into a little kappa. Purify will now remove that. Thank merciful God. So far, good changes to Paladin. Interesting. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go to the one I usually play as, the Warrior. So far, this looks the same. 5, 6, 7. Primal Rend looks exactly the same. I think the potency for being inter-released went down a little bit. 2 second stun. Grants Primal Ruination ready. So we actually do get the follow-up now. That's nice. Rest of the target delivers a potency of 400. Potency increased up to 4,000. HP is at maximum HP. Consumes 10% of current HP when executed. Increases damage target taken by 10%. That, I think, is pretty much exactly as it was. Orogeny. Potency of 800 all enemies. Potency increased up to 8,000 as HP nears maximum. Consumes 20% of current HP when executed. Reduces target's damage by 10%. That's Bolta. Good old get over here. Grants Inner Chaos ready. Interesting. So now Bolta will follow up with Inner Chaos. Nice. It's not even an obvious thing to do after we yank someone in. Blood Wedding looks like it's changed to exactly what it was. Nothing has changed there. 100% of the weapon skill converted into HP. This will not include Orogeny. Orogeny is an ability. Creates a barrier to yourself equal to 20% of your maximum HP. No surprise there. Usually this on cooldown. Changes to frickin' Kadak Cyclone. Looks like the changes to Warrior have been pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of changes. Primal Ruination, 10,000 potency follow-up when afflicted when having a release goes up to 14,000. Inner Chaos 12,000. Inner Release brings it to 16,000. Primal Scream grants Inner Release and Thrill of Battle. Might have always given Thrill of Battle. I just never realized it. All right, let me actually take a look at the other things first. All right, Fell Cleave, potency of 10,000. I think that actually went up. I think it was only like 9,000 or 8,000 before. Inner Chaos went up. It definitely went up. 12,000 is good stuff. Ooh, that's good stuff. Primal Ruination, 10,000 to target, all enemies near it. I'm okay with that. Chaos Cyclone, 8,000. Oh, wait, I was confusing the two. 12,000 still good. I thought this was Chaotic Cyclone for a moment. 8,000 all nearby enemies and release 12,000. I'm still okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Primal Wrath, 6,000 all nearby enemies. That is an OG CD, and also binds. Ooh, if Salted Earth still does an AoE yank, oh my god, there's gonna be some busted nonsense going on. Ooh, I hope that was removed. I really do hope that was removed from Dark Knight. All right, let all blood currently higher in a cone before you, rendering people unable to use guard. Grants inner chaos and thrilled battle. Inner release, increase the potency of skills. We already saw that. Increases movement speed by 25%. That I believe is new. Because I was same speed as a lot of people. Immunity to stun, heavy, bind, silence, half asleep, sleep, deep freeze, knockback, and draw in effects. Can execute guard while under the effect of inner release. Thrilled battle increases maximum HP by 20%, restores amount, and restores the amount increased by 30%. Grants a stack of plunging fury upon executing weapon skills, maximum of 3. And after the stacks becomes wrathful, exchanging primal scream to primal wrath. 90-second limit break. I'm okay with that. That's the other one thing to consider too. When I was talking earlier about LB times changing on front lines, the base might change too. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff indeed on PvP Warrior. All right, Dark Knight. I gotta know. Where is it? No! You had one job. No. Son of a bitch. All right, Dark Knight is still the king of front lines. There's no other way around it. They just win. There's no other fucking way to look at it. They just fucking win. Holy fucking shit. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how the potency changes. Impalement. There's an attack of 6,000 potency. Potency increases up to 12,000 as your HP decreases. Absorbs 100 of the damage dealt as HP. Neat. Shadowbringer deals unaspected damage of 6,000 to an enemy's straight line for you. Consumes 12,000 HP. Grants Black Blood. Can only be executed if your HP is above 12,000 and or while can only be executed while your HP is above 12,000. Yeah. Wait, what? Why is this here? Why the fuck is this here? Wouldn't you want this like up here for Soul Eater? Well, I guess changes to Scarlet Delirium while under the effect of Black Blood. Okay, yeah, I guess you'd want that here. Plunge still lives. So Plunge lives in PvP. Afflicts the target with Soul Survivor, reducing the HP's recovery by actions by 20%. Target be KO'd before Soul Survivor expires. Your MPM HP will restored by 20%. The recast time of Plunge will be reset. Nothing really changed there except I think the potency. Blackest Night, exactly as we remember it, pretty much. You get 2 charges now. Ooh, nice. Honestly, the HP was actually higher too. So the 2 charges is actually nice. Salted Earth, it needed a nerf, they didn't get it. SMH. Scarlet Delirium delivers an attack of a potency of 6,000. Potency increases up to 12,000. Your HP increases. Grants confidence ready. Can only be used while under the effect of Black Blood. Okay, so what was the thing that did it? Shadowbringer brings this ability up. So Shadowbringer now gives a 4-hit combo. Shadowbringer is still a ranged skill though. So 6, 7, 8 goes up to double if your HP is near 0. Salt and Darkness. Off. People are gonna say I'm mad about it. I am mad because this skill literally ruins front lines. It's way too strong, and like the biggest thing you can do to fix front lines is just make this where is it? Make this not an AoE pull. That's all you had to do. Because this still makes Dark Knight, this makes it a staple. This makes it a staple in front lines. If you do not have a few Dark Knights in your front lines group, you are automatically an inferior group. Just straight up. Nothing can complete with that. That's unfortunate. Disesteem, delivers an potency, ignores the affected guards, whatever. These well you affect a scorn. What gives scorn? Let me guess, this gives scorn. Yep, this gives scorn. Eventide does a potency of 8,000 all enemies straight line. Potency increase as 16,000 as HP nears maximum. HP reduced to 1 upon execution. Grants undead redemption. Undead redemption, most effects cannot reduce you to your HP less than 1. Heals all 100% of weapon skills HP. Grants black blood. Grants scorn. Action now changes to disesteem. So you do, in a perfect world, Salted Earth, Eventide for 16 thou, Disesteem for another 12 thou, and another 12 thou, 14 thou, 16 thou. Even though this damage is going to be reduced because you're going to gain HP back. Also another 4,000 for Salted Earth. They did make it so Purify will make you immune to knockback. So I guess there is that. Ooh, God, that makes Purify so much more valuable. Ooh. So there is that. Maybe that's enough to make up for it, but man, it's hard to look at Dark Knight and say that they're still the king of large encounter PvP. It's hard to go ahead and say that otherwise. Gunbreaker 567 first strike. So wait. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. Then grants ready to blast. And then continuation changes the hypervelocity. All right. What uses ready to blast? Nothing. Awesome. Something. There it is. Blasting zone. There's an attack of 5,000. Potency is up to 10,000 of the target's HP increases, reaching its maximum when the target's at 50% or less. Okay. Neat. New AoE skill. Delivers an attack on potency of 8,000 all nearby enemy. Grants Nebula. Nebula counters all incoming attacks, counter potency of 4,000. Grants ready to raise. Weapon skill does not share recast timer with any other abilities, but it is a weapon skill. Gnashing Fang changes to Jugular Rip. Continuation changes to things. Frickin' Gunbreaker's favorite skill TM. Rough Divide. Rushes at a target for 2,000. Grants No Mercy. No Mercy increases the damage and healing. Increases damage and healing potency by 10%. Also while increasing movement speed by 25%. 2 charges. 7 seconds. Heart of Corundum. Oh my god, they did not have Heart of Corundum before? What? Grant self for target party member the effect of Heart of Corundum and Catharsis of Corundum. Heart of Corundum reduces damage taken by 10%. Catharsis of Corundum restores HP and HP when HP falls below 50%. Cure potency of 12,000. That's wild. They did not have Heart of Corundum? Really? Savage Claw. 8,000. Combos with Gnashing Fang. Grants ready to tear. This is going to be like your Gnashing Fang is going to be part of your is going to be part of a combo. Going to be 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and each of those are going to follow up with on continuation with these ones. So there's going to be another 4,000 on top of that. And they're all going to go ahead and put a barrier around the self, which nice. So that's that. Same thing with hypervelocity. So your continuations will always put a barrier around you. And so you do get to get more tanky. Faded Brand deals an attack with a potency of 4,000 all nearby enemies. Makes them slow. Puts a barrier around self for 8,000. We use when under the effect of Ready to Raise. What grants Ready to Raise? That is the question of the hour. Faded Circle. Okay. So Faded Circle into Faded Brand. Neat. Double down draw junction. Wow. So the entire draw mechanic, the one thing from FF8, it's gone. It's straight up gone. You no longer draw junction or junction cast. Interesting. Okay. They made it more like FF14's Gunbreaker rather than like Squall from FF8. Which, fair, I suppose. I'm going to miss the draw. It kind of made them interesting. in a little bit of a way, but I get it. I get it. Part of me would still love to see just what would it do? Draw off someone, get like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything that would be balanced, and I can't think of anything. Like anything I think of is more in the territory of like Blue Mage, where it just like steals an ability they know. Oh well. That's unfortunate. Relentless Rush. This looks like it changed. Nothing changed. This is pretty much exactly the same. Dealing damage of 4,000. A flurry of blade strikes on nearby enemies, dealing damage over time with a potency of 4,000 and reducing damage taken by 25 seconds until the effect expires. Activates terminal trigger when the effect duration. So basically what it is that you would keep attacking FF8 LB style, and then eventually be able to use terminal trigger. You have to time it right to then finish and get the full damage. Now it looks like the damage is taken off Relentless Rush and given more to terminal trigger. Okay. Interesting. White Mage. The unfortunate thing is I don't play White Mage in PvP very often. At least when I do, it's never willingly. So like things like the potency being 6,000, I don't know, that might be increased. I'm not sure. 12,000 heal from Cure 2 seems higher than it was, but I'm not sure. It is also 2 charges. To Cure 3 under the effects of Cure 3 ready. Afflatus Misery. This damage seems lower than before, but I'm not sure. But it is 12,000 AoE. Still good stuff. Aqua Veil, 8,000 barrier heal to someone. Nullifies 1 status affliction. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Good timing then, or people who end up using a bot, most likely, can end up using Aqua Veil to great effect. Miracle of Nature, aka the F you button, transforms the creature into a Kappa, preventing them from using any action other than Purify. 2 seconds. This effect reduces MP by 2,500. That I think is no. I think that one's new. Has no effect on players under the effect that nullifies status affliction that can be removed by Purify. So it will not reduce their MP. But if you do change them, they successfully lose 1 heal, which is kind of big. I'm not gonna lie. Seraph Strike, 6 gap close, 6,000 potency, reduces damage taken by self and nearby party members by 10%. Nice. 3 stats of Sacred Sight, grants Cure 3 ready. Sacred Sight, I'm only back going to give Glare. Yep, there it is. Glare 4. Unexpected makes your glares 2,000 stronger. And AoE. Cure 3, 16,000 potency. And everyone else with 12,000. Seraph Strike early, Seraph Strike often. Afflatus Purgation looks like it stayed relatively the same. Cast time is only 6, or the regen time is only 60 seconds. Jeez. 20,000 damage, stun, 2 seconds, grants Temperance. Temperance grants regen on self and nearby party members. Potency of 6,000, which would be 5 ticks of 6,000. That is 30,000 HP regen over 15 seconds. That ain't bad at all. Not a lot that White Mage got, but what they did get was pretty good. Biggest thing was getting that Glare 4. That was the only thing they actually got. I don't know if the regen is new or not. Regen feels big. That regen feels real big. It feels like I didn't get much, and I just learned more about how busted White Mages are. That's what it really feels like. Royal, 6,000 potency. I think that's pretty close to what it was. I don't know what is there actually a way to see what it was before? Like a changelog at the bottom. Anyway, 6,000. Adlo heals 4,000 HP, puts a barrier of 4,000. Barrier potency doubles your under the effect of recitation. Catalyze also reduces the damage taken by 10%. Neat. 2,000 potency dot. That'd be 4 ticks. That would be 8,000 potency. Potency is doubled while under the effect of recitation. Also reduces their HP recovered by healing by 20%. Deploy. Extends galvanize and catalyze effects on self or target party members to other party members. Target enemy extends Bioassist and Biolytic. That's this one right here. To other enemies. That one's always funny to me. Time remaining in the original duration, time remaining in the original effect. No effects on targets under the effects reapplied to you. Maximum of 2 charges. I think before it was only 1 charge, so 2 charges. Nice. Chain Stratagem. Dang. Increases damage taken by 10%, 6 seconds. Halves defensive bonuses of guard. We're getting a lot more abilities to just tell guard to right off. And I am all for that. To go ahead and hasten things up and not let guard be nearly as potent of a stall tactic as it once was. Expedient increases movement speed by 25%. Desperate Measure increases damage dealt by 10%. And increases the potency of Galvanized, Bioassist, and Bio effects. Oh, this now grants Recitation. Okay. Summon Seraph. What's the LB? Every 60 seconds, summon Seraph to fight in a designated location. Automatically cast Seraphic Veil on party members within 30 yalms. Interesting. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 8,000 a year. Can be under the effect of Oh, LB is now Seraphism. Okay. Okay. So we do more. So we become a Seraph. Do 2,000 more damage per hit. Ascension basically replaces our Adlo with this. 6,000 8,000 potency heal and barrier. Seems good. Seems good. And Seraphic Veil restores HP. About what it was before. I think a little bit more actually. Limit Break is new. It is Seraphism. Gauge charge 90 seconds. This only lasts 20 seconds. All right. Broil is changed to Seraphic Halo, and Seraphism is upgraded to Ascension. Okay. Grant Seraphic Flight to self and all nearby party members. Grants a berry that will nullify the next status of ailment that can be removed by Purify. Okay. Grants Recitation. Increases the potency of Adlo and Bioassist effects. That lasts 20 seconds. Can only be used. The gauge is full. Gauge charge 90 seconds. Scholar got a lot of decent changes. Not gonna lie. Astro. The other problem on the front lines. And they didn't make it easier. Volvilific, 6,000. When cast via double cast, reduces the recast timer of double cast by 6 seconds. Interesting. Huh. That makes for some very interesting DPS strategy there. Because you never normally use double cast on... Maybe this is always in effect and I just never... Oh, it says updated. I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe I just never knew it. Again, the PvP healers I don't know much about. Expected Benefic restores 6,000 HP. Potency increases to 9,000 HP as the HP decreases. Match with effect when it's at 5,000. Additional effect grants Benefic. Benefic gradually restores HP by 4,000 for 6 seconds. So that's 8,000 over 6 seconds. 6 seconds. When cast via double cast, grants Nocturnal Benefic. Nocturnal Benefic creates a barrier around... Oh, remember that you used to be a dual aspected healer where you could do shields or regens. Creates a barrier that heals 4,000. 2 charges. Gravity 8,000 still does the heavy. 3 seconds on the heavy. If you use double cast, grants another 5 seconds of heavy. Double cast, you get 2 charges every 12 seconds. Can only be used with those 3 skills. Minor Arcana draws either Lord of Crowns or Lady of Crowns. Macrocosmos deals unexpected damage of 12,000 to all nearby enemies. Grants Macrocosmos to self and all party members. Actually, use Microcosmos. Is it going to say what Macrocosmos does? Restores HP equal to a cure of 6,000 potency plus compiled damage when the effect expires or upon the execution of Microcosmos. Okay. Epic Cycle. Quickly dash forward 15 yalms. Leave behind a pole star at a point of origin and grants Retrograde Ready to Self. Additional effect creates a barrier. Retrograde, move instantly to the pole star. They gave Reaper Jump to Astro. I don't know how I feel about it. I appreciate it more on a caster than I do on Reaper, but it feels dirty just giving Reaper dash to someone else. Lydia Crowns restores 8,000 HP. Reduces damage taken. Lord of Crowns deals 8,000 damage, increases damage taken. Makes sense. Microcommons triggers the healing effect of Macrocosmos, restoring the heal equal to 6,000 plus 25% of compiled damage. Oracle deals unexpected damage of 6,000 to target and all enemies near it, grants a stun can be used while divining. That brings us to our limit break, which is Celestial River, which I'm pretty sure is, nope, never mind, it's the same. Increases damage and healing potency of self by 30% while reducing damage dealt and healing potency of nearby enemies by 30%. The effect reduced by 10% every 5 seconds. Last 15 seconds, grants divining to self. Charge time 105 seconds. A few little changes. I'm not sure if the additional effects of double cast are new or not, or if I'm just stupid. Interesting. It is all very interesting. I can say that much for a fact. Dosis 6,000. Cardia potency is now 4,000. Phlegma balls unexpected of 8,000. Grants a bind. I'm pretty sure that's new. Draws nearby. No. Oh no. Now there's 2 of them. Oh no. There's 2 black hole effects. Oh no. Oh no. This is awful. Oh my god. Oh no. This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare for front lines. Oh my god. Maybe it won't be that, maybe it's not as bad as it is in my head, but oh my god, this is gonna be a nightmare. Pulls people in and binds them. 3 seconds. Oof. Pneuma deals 12,000 damage to all enemies in a straight line before you, grants Haima and 3 stacks of Himation to self and all party members within 20 yards. Haima creates a 33,000 potency barrier. When the barrier is completely absorbed, a stack of Himation is consumed and a new barrier is applied. Hero potency of 3,000 for the remaining stack of Himation. Yeah, okay. I think the Haima is new on Pneuma and really is an emphasis to use that on cooldown. Turn Dosis into Eucrasian Dosis. Icarus, run to target. Toxicon, 2,000 to target and all enemies near it. That is an OGCD. Increase damage taken by 10%. Cardia did not change at all. Eucrasian Dosis 3. Wait, hold up here. Deals unexpected damage over time, 3,000 over 12. That's 4 ticks, so that's 12,000 damage. Grants Eucrasian Diagnosis to targets under the effect of Cardion. Eucrasian Diagnosis effect erects a magical barrier around whoever it is. Which, I mean, you know, good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Grants Adder Sting when the barrier is completely absorbed. Okay. So when I look around and try to figure out why things aren't changing, like Toxicon 2, potency for 8,000 and 2,000 are all remaining. Barrier has to be absorbed by this. Psyche deals unexpected damage. 10,000 potency is halved for enemies more than 3 yalms away from the first target. Combo action with Phlegma 3. Oh, that's so gross. That is so gross. That's gross. So now it's Sage and Dark Knight. It's Sage and Dark Knight own it. And Mestos is exactly the same. It erects a magical barrier around a select location, granting party members the effect of Mestos, afflicting enemies with the effect of Lipe. That negates all damage from enemies who are not under the effects of Lipe. Lipe takes damage over time. So if you're outside of the barrier, you can't touch anyone inside. While you're inside, you're taking damage over time. And can be used every 2 minutes. In case you ever didn't realize how that works, like I just did. I keep forgetting with that one. Sage is gross. Sage is gross. All right, how did things change for Monk? Do we still have a massive combo? Yep, we still have a massive combo. Dragon Kick into Twin Snakes, into Demolish, into Leaping, into Rising Raptor, into Pouncing, into Phantom Rush. Whee! I do not like the 7-hit combo. Because it definitely feels like... And it really does feel like you need to get a run-up time to actually feel good. In any case. Flint's Reply delivers an attack potency of 6,000 with 2 charges. That is also a weapon skill. A very, very weird recast time. Wind's Reply deals an attack with a potency of 8,000 to all enemies in a straight line before you with a knockback effect. Also afflicts the first target with pressure point if successfully not backed. Pressure point, next weapon skill used on the target will deal an additional 8,000 damage with a potency, deals additional damage with a potency of 8,000. Effective pressure point expires upon dealing additional damage. Grants wind's resolve. Increases movement speed by 50% by 3 seconds. A little bit of skill actually involved there. I'd like to see it. Rising Phoenix, 4,000 all enemy grants Fire's Resonance. Fire's Resonance increases damage dealt by the next weapon skill by 50%. Good. Flint reply changes to Fire's... Flint's reply replaces to Fire's reply. Okay. Riddle of Earth. Grants Earth Resonance, changing Riddle of Earth to Earth's reply, allowing you to compile damage each time you are struck by an enemy. Extreme reply deals physical damage to all nearby enemies and restores your HP. Damage potency of 2,000 plus 25%. Cure potency 4,000 by plus 50% of compiled damage. Thunderclap. Rush to a target. Creates a barrier around target party member that nullifies the damage going with 8,000 potency. Okay. If the target was an enemy, creates barrier on self instead. I like. Fire's reply delivers an attack of 8,000 potency to target and all enemies near it. That's a 20 yalm charge. There's a 20 yalm range, so you do get a Kamehameha. First reply, we already went over that. Boot Shine, True Strike, Snap Punch, and Six-Sided Star and Enlightenment have been moved. Six-Sided Star was just your stun, which... Do we not have a stun now as Monk? I think the stun is gone. Unless it's on Meteor Drive. And Enlightenment's now just Wind's reply. Let's be honest. And then Boot Shine, True Strike, Snap Punch was replaced by our upgraded skills, Pouncing Coral, Rising Raptor, and Leaping Opal. Versus a target with potency of 12,000, removes a target's guard. Afflicts target with Meteor Drive that deals an additional damage of 12,000. So this does not care about the guard at all. Because I want to say before it did less damage if they had guard, but it still was just as effective if they had guard. Meteor Drive renders the target unable to move. Effect cannot be applied to players riding Machina or non-player combatants. 60-second charge. Okay. I'm indifferent. I'm not gonna lie about those changes. It looks like we have a new. Looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Ride and thrust into claw and fang and claw, into wheeling thrust into Drakesbane. I don't know what that was. Chaotic Spring. 16 seconds, delivers an attack with a potency of 8,000, ignores the effect of guards when dealing damage. Jeez. Dear guard, fuck off. Additional effect absorbs 150% of the damage dealt. As I think the main thing here is the fact that it now ignores guard. Skulkle grants Nastron ready, grants Starcross ready, 4,000 all enemies in the life ready, grants life of the dragon. Life of the dragon increases damage dealt and suffered by 25%. So it is a double-edged sword. I don't know if it was before. Wheeling thrust combo changes to Starcross. Okay. High jump delivers an attack of 4,000 potency, grants Heaven's Scent. Wheeling thrust combo changes to Heaven's Thrust while under the effect of Heaven's Crest. Do we have Heaven's Crest? No, we didn't. Okay. Elusive Jump. Moves heavy and bind. Increases movement speed by 25%. Grants First Mind's Focus. And changes to Whirlwind Thrust upon execution. Horde War. 3,000 potency in the area in front of you. Reduces damage targets deal to you by 50% for 10 seconds. Heaven's Thrust. 10,000 potency. Can only be used after using High Jump. Starcross. 10,000 potency. All enemies near it. Can only be used while in the effect of Starcross ready. Astron, 4,000 to straight line in front of you. Potency increases to 8,000 as target HP decreases. Reaching maximum at 50%. Neat. Whirlwind Thrust, 8,000 all enemies in line before you. Potency increases to 16,000 the further away you are from the target. Okay. And this did not change at all. 90-second recharge. Okay. We've been at this for an hour. And we've maybe halfway through. Ninja. Mar 123 looks relatively close to the same. Fuma Shuriken, we have 3 charges of that. That looks relatively the same. Action changes to that. Tokumori, 2,000 potency in a cone before you. Increases target's damage taken by 10%. Increases target's damage by 10%. Grants Jespo Beppo ready. Okay. What? So I know when you're under the effect of 3 mudra, which is this guy right here, a lot of your skills change to various mudras. So that's what that's going to change to. So when this grants Zeshu Pepu ready, your 1, 2, 3 changes to Zeshu Pepu, which Zeshu Pepu is right here. There's a 4-fold attack, each hit being for 2,000, so 8,000. So he expects under the effect of Zeshu Pepu. Beppo. That actually a real thing they have? Assassinate deals 12,000, ignores the effect of guard when dealing damage, can only be effect while under the effect of hidden. Ooh. Was that always a thing they had? I do not remember. Interesting. Grants this still yeets out. Grants you hidden, you have 4 seconds. I always use that just GTFO because almost always when I end up having to use that, it's because people notice I exist and I'm in danger. Bushin still grants 3 stacks of Bushin, allowing each of your attacks to allowing your shadow to attack 3 enemies, execute weapon skills, etc., etc. Potency is half for Fumushiken or Zesho Beppo. Creates a shadow that absorbs damage equivalent to a heal of 10. You know, keep using skills. Because even if you don't know what you're doing, chances are you're going to accidentally your way into something that's going to give you additional barrier HP and keep in there longer, which may be necessary. Forked Raiju, that is a stun, 6,000 potency, and you can follow it up with Fleeing Raiju, which these both also rush. 6,000, 6,000, both stun. It's pretty much exactly the same as I remember. I think the potency might be lower. That is exactly the same. Goka, 4,000 potency and all enemies near it. Damage over time of 4,000 over 12. So that would be another 16,000. Mesui restores own HP, restores HP by 800. Grants a hot of 4,000 over 12 seconds. So another 16,000. And grants a purify. Nice. Hooten creates a barrier of 16,000 on self. Barrier is active, reduces weapon skill recast time by 20% and movement speed by increases movement speed by 25%. How often can 3 mudra be done now? 16 seconds. Okay. 2 charges, 16 seconds. And Doton, 3,000 to anyone who enters, duration 10%. I do not believe it's a dot, but it does keep reduces the damage taken by 20% while staying. Hold up here. You just copied the effect of Salted Earth and thought we wouldn't know. We noticed. Whoops. Maybe your HP does get, maybe your damage taken does get reduced while on there. I doubt it though. And all people stand on the corrupted Doton. Yeah, there it is. Also grants heavy. Yeah, they meant to say additional effect afflicts them with this. Rushes the target, delivers an attack of 12,000. Incapacitating foes who are under 50%. Afflicts them with Death Link, 2 seconds. Defeating an enemy with this action or one under the effect of Death Link will grant unsealed sight intention. 11 second execution of this action. 8 seconds. The effect is reduced by 1 second every time this is applied to a new target with a minimum of 4 seconds. The effect cannot be applied to players, riding Machina, or non-player combatants. I think the potency was reduced because I want to say it was way higher. I want to say it was like a 20k one. But I mean, it's phrased in a way now. I think you can only do a maximum of 2 kills with it before. Now it sounds like you could, if you were like a god tier lunatic, kill a lot of targets if everything happened to line up very, very specifically. We'll see though. Okay, I had to take a little bit of a break there because holy smokes. I did not think this was going to take, I don't know why I thought this was going to take that long, but holy cow, this is now the longest section of the whole notes. But it looks like for Samurai, oh god, I am forgetting everything when it comes to PvP Samurai now. It has been so long since random challenges had me go in as Samurai for PvP. God. So like, I wanted to say that this is the combo, but none of these can be assigned to a hotbar. Where does it start? What in the frick? So 6,000, 6,000, 6,000 is combined with either Yukikaze or Hoyusetsu. Action stages of Hoyusetsu and under the effect of Kaiten. There you go, Kaiten. See, you got Kaiten back. No more complaining. And combos with Gecko or Mangetsu. So what's the base skill? Well, it's better if I go to Hoyusetsu, yeah, it says it cannot be assigned to. I think this is the one that it starts as, that this is the one that actually is the starter of the combo, the true starter. I think this is a typo here. That's my guess. Onina Makiri, 16 seconds, delivers an attack of potency to you, a cone before you. Potency increases to 12,000 when attacking only a single target. Attacking 2 or more targets creates a barrier around self that absorbs damage. God, another thing that just makes barriers. Jeez. Like I said, just use your skills on cooldown. Chances are you'll accidentally summon to a barrier that keeps you alive longer. Jeez, this is nuts. Haitsu Soten, swiftly targets, grants Kaiten. This is your gap closer, 3 charges, and these abilities change when under that effect. Still in fact change to Haitsu Chiiten. Wait, will it? No. Yakazi changes to Hoyatsu. So it changes to this one. 6,000 bind. I think that one's the same as it was. These are new though. Yeah. So these are this is part of an AoE combo now. Okay. So you gap close, your single target becomes AoE and grants a stun or a bind? Bind. Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right. This one reduces damage taken by 25% and delivers an attack the potency of 6,000 every time you suffer damage. Duration 4% afflicts the target with Kuzushi. Kuzushi increases the damage dealt by target by 20% for 4 seconds. Grants Zanshin ready. Zanshin, where are you? There's an attack. The 6,000 enemy going before you absorbs 100% of the damage's HP. Wow. Okay then. How do you figure out where I was? I was right here. There's an attack at 2,000. Afflicts attack with Debana. Debana increases damage you deal to the target by 10%. It's in Kuzushi's duration by 4 seconds to a maximum of 6 seconds. Effect cannot be stacked with Kuyushi when extending the duration. Additionally grants stun. Neat. What's going to be interesting is that does Kuyushi still make Zentetsuken be a go f yourself button? That's the real question. Grants Meikushi. The effect nullifies status afflictions that can be removed by Purify, as well as knockback and draw-in effects. So this actually gets around the horse that's going on in front lines every 20 seconds. For 4 seconds only, though. Grants Tendo Setsuken. Grants Tendo Setsu ready. Setsu Gekka? Whatever. And then we already went over that. And this is comboed with Ogina Makiri. It has the exact same effect. Zanshin, we already went over that. I want to make sure. Grants Tendo Setsuka ready. There we go. There's an attack of 10,000. We effect can only use one only effective from that. And that combos with that. Which why is that new? New skill name, isn't it? I think that's what it is. That's a new skill name. I think that's what it is. That Setsugeka was the old one, and now it's Tendu Setsugeka and Nindukaishi Setsugetsu. I think that's what's going on here. Nope, it's still the same. Swiftly charges forward, dealing damage to the target and all enemies nearby with a potency of 2,400. If the target is afflicted with Kuzushi, damage equal to 100% of their maximum HP. If negative the effect of guards when dealing damage. The additional effect of Kuyushi cannot be applied to players riding Makina yada yada. 2-minute cooldown. Zentetsuken has not been nerfed at all. All of you hoping it was. Boo-hoo. Reaper. What do we got? Slice, dice, julienne fries. 1, 2, 3. As is tradition. Horace Boone deals 8,000. Potency increased to 12,000. There's a lot more of these kind of half HP execution abilities. Definitely more. It's definitely trying to reward people more for actually using their brains instead of just hitting buttons. But it also means that those barriers don't matter as much because these executions exist. It's interesting the way they're doing it. I am very curious how these are going to play in the field. Very, very curious. And of course, this absorbs 50% of the damage dealt as HP. I think it did that before, but I don't remember. 2 charges. There's a potency of 8,000 all enemies in a straight line before you. Potency increased up to 2,400 based on the accumulation stacks of Immortal Sacrifice gained by Executioner's Guillotine, KOing enemies or earning assists. That effect is still out there. Good. Excellent. Grim Swath, 4,000 a cone before you, grants extra guillotine ready. Also grants heavy. That I think is new? Question mark? I'm not sure. Death Warrant afflicts the target with Death Warrant, causing you to compile damage to the target. Action is changed to Fate Sealed for the duration of the effect when the damage or time expires, upon executing damage when time expires, or upon executing Fate Sealed. Neat. Hell's Ingress. Do we have Hell's Egress? Nope, just Regress. Okay. Arcane Crest, 12,000 potency barrier, and then put in a hot of 12,000 potency when the barrier is popped. Good stuff, good stuff. Executioner's Guillotine deals a potency of 8,000 to all enemies in a cone before you, grants a stack of Immortal Sacrifice up to a maximum of 8. What granted that? This is the problem. We've been doing this for so long now. I'm starting to get tired because it's almost 1 a.m. now. This is taking so long. Just so much to talk about. It's nuts. Grim Swath does it. Okay. So that combos into this. Do they both grant? Nope, it's just this that grants one. Stacks of Immortal Sacrifice. Okay. Yeah, so it still builds up to these charges. So you want to use this, you want to use Grim Swath on cooldown. So you get Executioner's Guillotine as often as possible. Yeah. And get those stacks as much as possible. But you're also getting it from assists too. So stick with the group, get your assists up, get your kills, stack up, do damage. Void Reaping deals an attack of 10,000 potency, can only affect one of the effects of Enshroud. Cross Reaping, 10,000 combos with Void Reaping, can only be used when enshrouded. Emer's Scythe, 6,000 all enemies bind, only used when enshroud. Fate Sealed ends the effect of death warranted, dealing damage to the target. That's new? Did we not have that before? Okay. Regress, yeah, we know what that is. Communio, 15,000 damage, also grants Perfecto Paratata. Requires at least one stack of Enshroud. Consumes all stacks of Enshroud. Perfectio does another 10,000 damage and all enemies near it. Incapacitate all foes whose HP is 25 or below. You say incapacitate, you mean kill? Just straight up executes them if they're below 25%? Dang. That cannot be applied to players running Machina or non-player combatants. Okay. And then this is updated. This is the thing that gives Enshroud. Offers your flesh as a vessel to your avatar. Gain 5 stacks of Enshroud. Afflicts nearby enemies with Hysteria. Hysteria afflicted enemies are unable to act with their own free will for 2 seconds. Do they still run away? Or are they no longer running away? 60-second charge time for the gauge, which, you know, is what it is. The updates seem pretty minor to it, but it does seem like there's definitely some big potency changes to the finisher being a 2-step now. And the guillotine effect, does that actually work as I think it is? Or are we getting something else out of that? I am not 100% sure. Viper, I think they told us not a whole lot was going to change. So let's take a look. I forgot. I don't know how to play Viper at all. No one understands this job. No one knows anything. Anyway, Steel Fangs, Hunter Stings, yeah, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. Combo. Combos onto this, combos onto this, combos onto this. Blood Coil delivers attack by 1,000, absorbs 100% of damage as HP, so we get a heal. Uncoiled Fury delivers an attack to the target and all enemies near it by a potency of 4,000. Potency is double when attacking only a single target, maximum charge is 2. Serpent's Tail changes to Death Rattle and other things later. Slither, charge at target, increases movement speed by 25%. Snake Scales. This skill had like a thesis for a description box when I remember reading it. Let's see what it does now. Grants hardening scales, changing scales to grants hardening scales, changing snake scales to backlash. Okay. Oh, the skill is called snake scale. So it grants hardening scales. Hardening skills effect reduces damage by 50%, grants immunity to stun, heavy, bind, silence, half asleep, sleep, deep freeze, and knockback and draw-in effects, 4 seconds. Grants armored skills itself, creating a barrier that nullifies a heal of 4,000 potency, 4 seconds. Grants Snake's Bane. The barrier is absorbed, waiting 4 seconds, or executing backlash under the effect. Delivers a potency of 8,000 to all enemies within 5 yalms. Range is increased by 15 yalms, and the potency is doubled for enemies within 5 yalms while under the effect of Snake's Bane. So one thing I didn't understand, because I want to say when I did this, oh yeah, here it is. Unable to move while under the effects of hardened scales. So it's not like a standard mitt. It's not a standard self mitt. It is definitely more of a I'm a bomb kind of thing. Rattling Coil resets the recast time for Uncoiled Fury and Snake Scales. Interesting. First generation, secondary. These are all the things you can use when you are awakened. New skill, we get Sanguine Feast, delivers an attack with a potency of 8,000, also grants Blood Coil. Oh, combo action with Blood Coil. What is Blood Coil? There's Blood Coil, which gives us another 100% HP use. So you get 2 follow-ups there. So you get 16,000 HP back. Okay, neat. Ouroboros delivers an attack potency of 12,000 to the target and all enemies near it. Absorbs 50% of the damage dealt as HP. Can only be under the effect of Reawakened. Okay. Death Rattle delivers an attack of 4,000. Ignores guard. Right then. And it's 3 seconds to the charge. It's 3 seconds of charge to the limit gauge. Can only be used while landing Barbaros Fight or Ravenous Bite, which I believe are our 3 hit there and our 3 hit there. Okay. Twin Fang Bite, 3,000 potency, ignores guard, can only affect while landing Blood Coil. So we do Blood Coil. These are 2 abilities we have to weave in before hitting Sanguine Feast. Okay. Uncoiled Twin Fang is exactly the same. 3,000 to target and all enemies near it, and ignores guard. It's 3 seconds to the time of the gauge, can be executed after landing Uncoiled Fury. Uncoiled Fury was up here, which is our ranged attack. Okay. And then these are our limit break ones. Then Backlash, 8,000. Oh, okay, yeah. We already saw that. Then World Swallower delivers a jumping attack to a target and all enemies in Europe of 12,000, grants Reawakened. It inflicts target with Noxious Gnash, increases the damage you deal to the target by 20%, grants Heavy as well. Charge time 90 seconds. But by constantly using some of your abilities, you reduce that pretty significantly. Interesting. We didn't expect a whole lot of changes here anyway. I'm not sure what the updates were, but I mean, it's fine from what I see. Bard. All right, powerful shot, exactly the same as we remember. Although I think damage was tweaked. There's recast time for Harmonic Arrow, which I believe is exactly the same. Oh, nope, never mind. It's new. I think it reduced the cast time of something else. Yeah, I think I'm about to go down here. Yeah, Ephemeral Arrow. That's what it reduced the cast time of. It's gone and replaced with Harmonic. Yeah, and that gets up now to 4 charges. Interesting though, the damage gets reduced per strike. That would be 16, that'd be 17,000 potency, 15,000 potency, 12,000 potency, 8,000 potency. Okay. It's a little weird of doing it, but it is better to wait for all 4 charges. Okay. Apex Arrow delivers an attack potency of 8,000 to all enemies in a straight line before you, grants Frontliner's March. Frontliner's March reduces your weapon cast time by 10% and increases damage dealt by self and all party members by 30 yalms. And raises 30 yalms by 5%, duration of 30 seconds. Apex Arrow often, Apex Arrow on CD. Also Blast Arrow. Silent Nocturne, piss off a caster for 2 seconds and grants Repertoire. Repelling Shot, yeet yourself. Oh, I think the thing that increased your damage potency based on how far away you were is gone now. Interesting. I want to double check that. I'll double check that when we get there. A Repelling Shell grants Repertoire. That grants Repertoire. We'll see what consumes Repertoire. I know something consumes Repertoire. I can't remember what. All right, removes one status ailment. Can remove a purify. If stand cannot be removed, creates a barrier. Warden's Pan doesn't block knockback or pull in. Interesting. Still grants the Warden's Grace, which, you know, good barrier. Reduce damage by 25%. Increase HP recovered by 25%. But not a prevention of knockback or pull in. Pitch Perfect delivers an attack to target and all enemies near it for the potency of 8,000 for the first and 4,000 for all remaining emeries. Reduces the recast time of Harmonic Arrow by 4 seconds. Yeah. Blast Arrow. That is the one that Apex Arrow turns to, right? Yeah. Blast Arrow delivers an attack of 10,000 to all enemies in straight line before you. 10 Yalm knockback. You know, can't argue with that. Encore of Light. Yeah, it looks like, in fact, the ability for more damage being done the further away you are from target is gone on Bard. Rip. Delivers an attack with a potency of 10,000 to target and all enemies near it. Reduces the target's MP by 5,000. Dude. That's half their self-healing gone. That's rude. I like it. Final Fantasia. Reduces your weapon cast skill time and recast time by 10%. Also, while also increasing damage by yourself and all player members within target by 10%. Movement speed by 25%. Also gradually fills the limit gauge when targets are in combat. Also gives you Encore of Light. So yeah, removing half the target's regen is part of your LB. Oof. By the way, what the heck did what is repertoire consumed by? I don't think anything said. And I don't remember what it used to be used by. Grants repertoire. Consumes all charges. That has nothing to do with repertoire. Grants repertoire. Nobody knows what repertoire. Oh, here we go. You can only use Pitch Perfect while you're under the effect of repertoire. That makes sense. Okay. So it turns Powerful Shot into Pitch Perfect. I think so. Maybe it's still a separate button and it's weird like that. Machinist. Do you still have the ability to tell me what the heck is a kilometer? What is a kilometer? Number 6,000. Grants a stack of heat up to 5. At maximum stacks, grants overheat, increases the movement speed by 25%. Action chooses the blazing shot, one of the effect of overheated, which pretty much is exactly as you expected. Scattergun, 6,000 all enemies in front of you. Strikes twice when only hitting a single target. Okay. Still has a knockback. Drill. Oh. Wasn't the potency 12,000 before? Ooh. Interesting. That seems like a nerf. Ignores guard, which it always did. File Bastard primed. And there's Full Metal Field. Grants. Well, let's get all of the weapons out of the way. File Blaster delivers 4,000 all enemies in a cone before you. Dot for 4,000 over 9 seconds. So that's 3 ticks. That is 12,000 additional damage in dot. Increases attack potency and damage over time potency by 50% while in effective analysis. Grants Air Anchor primed. Air Anchor, 8,000 bind. Bind becomes a stun when under analysis. That I think isn't. Oh no, that apparently wasn't changed. That seems new though. Well, regardless. Chainsaw, 12,000. Increases damage taken by 20% while in the effect analysis. Yeah, that used to be increased damage. And drill used to be 12,000. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, drill got nerfed a bit. That's not too unexpected. Full Metal Field delivers an attack potency of 8,000 to target all nearby enemies. Strikes the first target twice, but his potency is half for the second strike, so it's 8,000 and 4,000. Grants overheat for 5 seconds. Overheated increases movement speed by 25 seconds. Extends overheated duration by 5 seconds with a maximum of 10 seconds. Weapon skills not share a recast time with any other actions. That is its own separate button now. Okay then. Wildfire covers the targets with a slow burning pitch. Action is changed to detonator for the full duration of the effect. Potency increased by 3,000 for each of your own attacks that land prior to the effect landing. Landing 5 actions may cause slow burning pitch to detonate immediately. Oh, will cause. I said may. Whoa. Bishop auto turret. It tells everyone in area to f off and die. And also now Poison area effector that auto attacks enemies within a range of 6,000. It used to have an additional effect that put a debuff on people, but now it puts a barrier on yourself for 6,000. Interesting. Analysis tweaks a bunch of abilities. Blazing shot, we already went over that. Detonator, over that. Aether mortar. And that is our auto turret. Marksman spike. Spite. Still the same as it was. Still a big fat middle finger. Dancer. All right. Cascade and Fountain look about the same. 5,000 to 6,000. Adavant upgrades them. Starfall Dance does 10,000 a straight line before you, increases movement speed for self and other party members, designates your dance partner for 25 seconds. That I believe actually is new. Honing Dance is exactly the same, being a weird thing that deals 4,000 potency and decreasing damage taken by 25% until the effect expires, while you just keep speed. Executing honing ovation. I was about to say something totally different. When the effect expires, grants a stack of acclaim up to a maximum of 4. Acclaim's effect increases the damage and effect potency of honing ovation. Can be executed while moving. Does not share a weapon skill. See, basically, you still spin. You do 4,000 damage over 3 seconds. And I don't know what honing ovation does. Oh, there we go. Up to 6,000 and puts a barrier of 6,000 on you. Neat. Yeah, still good. Still good. Spin to win. Fan Dance delivers an attack of 4,000 and makes an eagle show up that tells everyone to piss off. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't actually knock enemies back anymore. Reduces damage taken by self and party member designated as your dance partner by 20%. Curing Waltz restores your own HP and HP of all nearby party members by 8,000. Party member designated as your dance partner will also self-heal and heal nearby party members. On Avant, 4 charges. Grants N Avant. Wait, this is the same name. Cascade upgrade and Fountain Fall. Close vision, make someone your dance partner. Grants you solo step when your dance partner knocks out an enemy. Upgrading Saber Dance to Dance of the Dawn. That I think is new. Verse Cascade, 7,000. Grants Blade Catcher. If you are already affected Blade Catcher, effect changes to Flourishing Saber Dance. As a range attack, grants Blade Catcher. If you are already affected Green effect changes to Saber Dance. There's an attack at 8,000 the first enemy. Potency is increased by 50% when only attacking a single target. Increase the damage dealt by self and party member designated dance partner by 10%. Can only under Flourishing Saber Dance. Neat. Dance of the Dawn. Delivers an attack to a target and all enemy targets nearby. Potency is increased by 50% when attacking us. Increases the damage dealt by self and party member designated as your dance partner by 10%. Gradually fills the limit gauge of self and party member designated as your dance partner. That. Ooh. Interesting. Only execute on the effect of Flourishing Saber Dance and Solo Step. Ooh. Huh. Dancer seems way better now. Like, whoa. Like, this seems abusable. And Honing Ovation, we already know that. Contra Dance. Clicks nearby enemies you seduce. Seduced enemies run into the target. They will act of their own free will for 2 seconds. Damage you deal to charged enemies will extend the effect for the duration by 2 seconds. This can only extend once. 90-second charge. Yeah, Dancer seems busted. There's no other way to say it. Black Mage, what did they do to you? What did they do to you, Black Mage? What did they do? Fire. Grants Astral Fire. 6,000. Grants Paradox. Deals ice damage of 4,500. Grants Umbral Ice. I see some weird stuff. Blizzard 3, that's actually new. Ice damage with potency of 6,000. Grants Umbral Ice 2. Ice 4. Grants 7,000. So freeze is gone, which is good because freeze looks stupid being your peak skill. Oh, never mind. There it is. I think we have AoE skills now, so this is starting to make some sense. Burst is still around. Deals lightning damage to all enemies with a potency of 1,200. Creates a barrier around self. Deal 12,000. I seem to every time I use. Oh, burst is now instant. Ice is instant. Ooh. Interesting. Wait, they don't afflict anything anymore. Oh. It looks like the burns and freezes are gone. Interesting. So fire is your higher damage but requires a cast time. So a lot like Picto PvP in that regard. but the ice is instant, so you can do it more on the run, which is why it's less damage. Okay. Okay. Burst is instant now, which is good, because the cast time on burst made it so useless. Paradox deals unexpected damage of 6,000, increases your stacks of Astral Fire or Umbral Ice to its maximum. Wait. Hold up. That grants Astral Fire. That grants Umbral Ice. That grants Fire 2. That grants Fire 3. So Paradox skips the 3 and then immediately changes to Fire 4. This changes to Fire 3 upon execution. Okay. We'll move on. Maybe things will start making sense once we read more. Xenoglossy deals unexpected damage of 12,000 when potency is reduced to 8,000. The target is below 50%. It absorbs 200% of the damage as HP. A drain. Nice. Lethargy nerfs someone hard. Lowers target's damage dealt by 25% and puts heavy on them for 4 seconds. Through manipulation, yeets yourself to a party member. Elemental Weave changes to Wreath of Fire while under the effect of Astral Ice, or Wreath of Ice while under the effect of Umbral Ice. Okay, we're starting to get closer to understanding what in the hell is going on. Okay, then Fire 3, then Fire 4, High Fire 2 is now here. 12,000 for the first enemy, 8,000 for remaining enemies. Grants Astral Fire, changes to Fire 3 upon execution, but does not give Paradox. Flare deals damage to, oh god, excuse me, hit a little bit of itch there. Deals fire damage with a potency of 12,000 to target and all enemies near it. Grants Astral Fire 3. Can only use while the effect of Soul Resonance. So this is gonna be something that's only available while you are most likely under limit break. High Blizzard, instacast as well. Freeze, instacast. Can we affect only the effect of Soul Resonance? Wreath of Fire. Grants Wreath of Fire. Wreath of Fire effect deals additional fire damage with a potency of 4,000 to target and all enemies within 5 yalms. When casting spells, ignores the effect of guards when dealing damage. Wreath of Ice. Wreath of Ice effect reduces damage taken by 20%, delivers an ice attack with a potency of 3,000 every time you suffer damage. Okay. Flare Star. Okay. 16,000 to target and all enemies near it, and a 4,000 potency dot for 6 seconds. So another 8,000 damage on top of that. So that is a 24,000 AoE hit. Frost Star, 12,000 damage to target and all enemies near it. Inflicts them with a Deep Freeze. Deep Freeze makes them unable to act for 3 seconds. Only the effect of Astral Fire and Elemental Star. Why am I willing to bet that the LB will grant Elemental Star? Yep, there it is. Grants 5 stacks of Soul Resonance, upgrading Fire to Flare and Blizzard to Freeze for 30 seconds. Grants Elemental Star. Action changes to Flare Star while under the effect of Astral Fire, or Frost Star when under the effect of Umbral Ice. A similar way of doing the job, but also different. It also means that it's less graphically obnoxious because we don't have to worry about a giant casting circle going yum and affecting like 2 people. Interesting. I like it. The Summoner, let me guess, now they get removed. Rune 3 deals 6,000, changes to a lot of other stuff. Mountain Buster, 10,000 damage to all in the cone before you, grants stun. It's no longer the clap, it looks like. It looks like it's the old school Mountain Buster. Deals wind damage to 8,000 to a target and all enemies near it. Creates a slipstream centered around the target, dealing 4,000 to any who enter the potency. Increased movement speed. That looks like it hasn't changed a whole lot. The shape might have changed though. Potency numbers probably also changed. Crimson Cyclone rushes forward, delivers a fire attack with a potency of 4,000. All enemies near it. Grants Crimson Strike ready. Oops, sorry. And where is Crimson Strike? 12,000, 8,000, and 5 Yalm knockback. Okay. Necrotize. 4,000 potency grants further ruin, which most likely changes Ruin 3 to Ruin 4. Yep, sure enough, there it is. 2 charges, not bad. Radiant Aegis puts a barrier, reduces damage taken by 20%, and puts a 10,000 potency barrier on yourself. Ruin 4, 8,000 to the target and all near it. Astral Impulse, potency of 8,000. Fountain of Fire, 6,000. Crimson Strike. Brand of Death Flare is new. 8,000 to all targets near it. Branding Purgatory deals potency of 4,000 to all enemies here, lowers target's damage by... I thought I had a sneeze there for a moment. Anyway, deals fire damage with a potency of 4,000 to target all enemies near it, lowers target's damage dealt by 50%. And let me guess, we still have 2 limit breaks. Yep, summon Phoenix and summon Bahamut. It's a choice. It is a choice. I have to see this in action. It basically looks like the exact same PvP job. A few new abilities, some potency numbers look pretty low, but summoner potency always looked pretty low. They were very much utility in PvP, but still did what they did well. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. All right, Red Mage. What'd they do to my boy? Jolt 3. Jolt 3 grants dual cast. Yippee. Wait, did I have Jolt? Now that I think about it? No, I didn't. Hold up. What did you do? Whoa, hold up. I didn't think I'd be this baffled by getting Jolt. Hold up. Okay, all right. 6,000 grants dual cast. All right. I'm assuming we're going to see like Thunder and Arrow are gone. What is used with dual cast? Grand Impact. 6,000 for the first enemy and 4,000 for all remaining enemies. So it's actually very weak compared to actual Grand Impact. Whoa. Okay, let's... Oh, I can read, I swear. Deals unexpected 5,000 and ignores guard. Creates a barrier around self for a heal of 4,000. And let's just get the rest of them out of the way. 6,000 puts a barrier of 4,000. Redolement puts a barrier dealing damage. Puts a barrier of 4,000. And that changes to Scorch. God, it's going to feel weird doing abada, dibida, and then not following up with Verflare or Verholy. That's bizarre. That's so bizarre. What the heck? 8,000 potency with Scorch with another 8,000 over 6 seconds. So 12,000 total, or 16,000 total. And then Prefulgence looks like after that. No, it can only execute while under the effect of Prefulgence. All right, Resolution. 8,000 all in a straight line. Grants Silence. So Stun Resolution is dead. I'm not seeing anything about White Shift or Red Shift. It looks like that's all gone. Embolden. Damage increased by party members by 10%, reducing damage taken by 10%. Grants Prefulgence ready. Core. 3,000 of potency. Afflicts target with a Monomaki. Increases damage dealt to target by 10% while reduce the damage. Increases damage dealt to target by 10% while lowering damage taken from target by 10%. Displacement. Yeets yourself backwards and preferably not killing yourself. Increases damage and healing potency with the next cast by 20%. So you would do that before Scorch. We have Forte. It's a barrier around self that reduces damage taken by 50% and absorbs damage equivalent to a heal of 4,000. That's it. Okay. That changes to Vice of Thorns, and that's our stun. 4,000 damage to the target and all enemies. Inflicts them with a stun. Wow. Yep, sure enough. Verstone, Magic Barrier, Black Shift, for Arrow, for holy cow. Dang. Southern Cross looks like it is still exactly the same. 12,000 damage, 12,000 heal. Targets that stand at the cross's center will receive the effects of the action twice. 90-second charge. It's still bad. It is. It just is. The rest of the Red Mage PvP kit is... I'll have to see how it plays. I'll definitely have to see how it plays. But Southern Cross is still crap. I'm not defending that. Finally, Picto. Deleted from the game because no one likes them. Okay, I like that. I'm kidding. All right, Fire in Red. 5,000 grants Aether Hues. It is instant. Change to Arrow in Green. Changes to Water in Blue. And then, yeah, this one is going to change all the other ones. So yeah, 6,000, 7,000, that's still pretty much the same. The potency of these got nerfed, which is good, because those were really high. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, but have cast times. Subtractive Palette, Let's they stole my they stole my black white shift, which is fine. I don't care. I might care. I care. God dang it, Picto. They took my job. All right, anyway. 8,000 to all targets. Restore own HP by 12,000. That's pretty much what we saw before. Creature motif, living muse. Looks like everything is still the same. I think the cast times might have, the recast times have changed. Mog of the Ages, silences target. That actually might be new. The silence might be new. Smudge grants quick sketch. Oh, that's nice. So if you smudge, you can just do the next motif instant. Nice. Temper coat, heal of 12,000. Reduces the recast timer by 8 seconds when the berry is completely absorbed. Okay. And we already went over that. Comet in black, 12,000 potency. Can only be cast when under the effect of subtractive. Then palm, your motifs. Palm Muse, 8,000. Increases damage dealt and healing potency by 20. Winged, 8,000. Reduces cast time and increases movement speed by 25. So there's like a lot of buffs you get going through this, which is interesting. Clawed Muse renders a sharp claw, dealing unexpected damage with a potency of 8,000 to target and all enemies near it. Increases target's damage by 10%, reducing healing HP recovery actions by 20%. Holds all the damage. That as a stun now. Grassa gives a magic barrier of 6,000 to all nearby party members, because Picto should also have a barrier too. Why not? Star Prism deals damage equal to 16,000 to target and all enemies near it. Stores HP of all party members within 30 alms, because why the f not? Just why the f not? Why not? Just replace all our jobs. Why not? Advent Choco Bastion. This doesn't say it can only be used when afflicted by Starstruck, and I'm pretty sure, like, they're not saying this is just like free all the time. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, action changes upon execution. Render a fat choco, knocking back all enemies within 15 yalms. Creates a Choco Bastion at your feet, reducing damage taken by 25%, while increasing HP recovery by actions by 25% for itself and all party members in the area. Grants Starstruck, lets you just star. I mean, all in all, it's fine. It's fine. We didn't expect a whole lot of changes here. The motifs have a whole lot of weird effects attached to them. I don't know how I feel about that, because you never know at what point you're going to be in the cycle when going through. It's going to be hard to plan around that. But that could in fact be part of the game in this case. That's all the PvP actions though. So with that, what did they say they were going to do here? Much like the PvE actions released in Dawn Trail, we've introduced several new PvP actions and made adjustments to pre-existing ones to better highlight the unique aspects of each job. We've also made changes to certain job mechanics to provide players with a more enjoyable gaming experience. Because the additions and adjustments we made were so extensive, we have elected to forego reviews of individual. Only a psychopath would go through each job individually. God, who would do that? Not us, the devs. Well, that's all the PvP changes. I need to go to bed. I need to get these videos out and then go to bed. If you like to see me suffer and read a whole bunch of stuff poorly, give a like and subscribe. I'm tired. Bye-bye.